Hello fellow YouTubers, welcome to another video from Silver Stealer, and today we're going to talk about silver Kennedy half dollars, and we'll cover the years from 1964 through 1970 and 1976. I will not be talking about any 92 silver Kennedys that they released in the silver proof sets, nor will I talk about VAMs or error coins. We're going to focus mostly on what happened during the 60s and those 2 years in the 70s. Let's start off by right over here. This is my bullion Kennedy 40% silvers I got a little while back, and that'll be a whole nother video, but that's also what's surrounding the whole perimeter here. I'm just showcasing those a little bit just to make it look pretty, but we'll have another video on that later. Let's start off in the year 1964, the first year that Kennedys were made. They were made in 90% silver, and right there's a Philadelphia proof example, and right next to that is a Denver, which the mint mark can be found right about down there somewhere. And I just brought out those two coins just to show you how the mint mark, the one and only time that it was done on the reverse instead of the obverse. Anyway, that's the 64s. In 1965, the Coinage Act removed most of the silver from the coins. All of them except for the half dollars, in fact, and the half dollars were made with 40% silver in 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, and 70. In 1965, they also decided to do another thing, and that is they removed the mint marks from the coins because they were having such trouble with these staying in circulation because everyone wanted one, and they held them back, and they weren't being used in circulation much because they were being plucked out of circulation, both for the fact that Kennedy had been assassinated and silver was going up in price, so they were hoarding them. So in 65, they reduced them to 40% silver, and to discourage coin collectors, they removed the mint marks from them. And they did that for the years in 65, 66, and 67. In 1968, they resumed the mint marks. And so what we have here is a Denver 68, 69, a 70 Denver, and I'll talk more about that coin in a bit. And then a special one in 1976 for the bicentennial. This 1970D is interesting because it is considered the key coin of the early Kennedys because they only made 2.1 million of them, and you can only find them in these mint sets and the flat packs that they were coming out with. And there were only 2.1 million of them, one of the lowest mintage amounts, and that's why they're sort of hard to find. Out of all these half dollars I got here, this is the only 1970D I have currently. So that tells you a little about the mint marks and what have you. Also, and just to go on a little further, in 68, 69, and 70, no, Philadelphia did not mint any coins. That we know. And then down here is the 1976. That's a BU example up here. Down here is a proof example from San Francisco. Both of those coins were minted in San Francisco. And it was the last 40% silver Kennedy they ever made. So we'll move over to here now. And over here what we have are the proof sets and special mint sets, as they used to call them. Here's a 64. It was done in Philadelphia. The last year Philadelphia made proof coins was in 1964. In 65, 66, and 67 down here, they decided to try to make up for the fact that they weren't making any proof sets because they were trying to discourage coin collectors, but they had to give them something. So what they did is some special polishes on the coins to make them look a little bit better. But again, they're not proof. So these 3 years, and then they came out with these cases. They were like changing things every other year. They couldn't make up their mind what they wanted to do. So they resumed the proofs in 1968 here, and San Francisco started minting the proof sets instead of Philadelphia. And so we have 68, 69, and the 70. And that right there covers pretty much what I was going to talk about in this video. I'll have another video later on the 92 Kennedys and all, but You know, I've seen a lot of videos out there on halves, and people seem to get the mint marks. They never include the 1970 as a 40% silver. I stress that not only is a 40% silver coin, but it's one of the more important ones to get a hold of, because they just didn't mint a lot of them. But anyway, it's going to wrap up this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and all those other good things. I'll see you the next time. Thank you.